I'm starting to question whether or not I have what it takes to write this story. There's something wrong with this draft. I don't know why. I'm gonna just keep trying. I'm gonna keep writing, and hopefully at some point something clicks in my brain. Things are finally starting to pick up, and I think I figured out the problem was Hi, hey, hello there, and welcome back to another writing vlog. If you're new here, my name is Charlie, and I am currently working on the first draft of my work in progress, Elf Ears. And today we are gonna finally close the book on Act 1. I'm just gonna take you along through my day, show you what I'm doing in my project. But before I ramble on too long, I'm gonna go ahead and make some coffee. And when I come back, I'll tell you a little bit about where I'm currently at and what I'm working on next. So I have a lot to do today. As I mentioned before, I am trying to close the book on the first act of my first draft. I have almost finished writing chapter 5. And so today I'm gonna finish chapter 5 and work on chapter 6. But before I jump into working on my book, I just wanted to talk a little bit about where I'm at in the story. I'm in the part of the manuscript where she's just now accidentally fallen through a portal to the Isles of Cirque, which is where my story is primarily based in. She's run into two people who will be main characters throughout. I feel like the story could go in a lot of different directions, and I'm currently in a spot where I feel like I could go one direction or I could go another. And I don't want my story to be completely different from what I've imagined it to be in my mind, so this is kind of starting to get to me a little bit. I'm starting to question whether or not I have what it takes to write this story, and I know that's probably the imposter syndrome, because honestly, if you think about it, I might not have had this idea if I wasn't the person to write it. I'm just struggling a lot with finding the right words and keeping up the momentum, but I'm also struggling with where exactly the story should go. I'm hoping that by the end of today, I might be able to work that out a little bit more, or at least give myself some sort of pathway to follow, and then I can sort it out later. Even though I've plotted this story out and I know the basic structure of the story, for some reason in my mind, it keeps changing, which tells me that I haven't figured out where I want the story to go yet. That's kind of what I'm struggling with today. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some writing sprints, and I will see you guys in just a little bit. Okay, so I just finished a quick 25-minute sprint, and now it's just about lunchtime. In the last sprint, I managed to get 365 words. I completed chapter 5 and I've started on chapter 6. I think chapter 6 is going in a good direction. Right now I'm just writing the part where she's recovering from injuries that she sustained while she was traveling through the portal, and her best friend, who we saw at the very beginning of the book, has appeared to rescue her, but that's not actually why she's there, and we'll see more of that later down the line. But so I haven't actually put it down on paper yet, but I think at least in my mind I have figured out where I'm gonna be going with the story. The ideas are coming a little bit easier now, which is nice, but I'm still kind of confused about the first 5 chapters. I've also decided to change the tense that I'm writing in, so I just feel like this story belongs in first person present tense instead of what I was writing in, which is third person past tense. Just because as I'm writing, I keep switching to present tense. The words are coming a lot easier writing in first person now. And I just kind of switched about halfway through the sprint. I just mentally decided that I wanted to switch that up. So I already know once I get to the second draft that I'm gonna be rewriting those chapters anyway, and so I can just change it then. So not worrying about that right now. I feel like after lunch and after I've gotten some food in my stomach and just kind of cooked those thoughts a little bit more thoroughly, I'll be able to jump in and write a little bit more intentionally. So I'm just gonna quickly break for lunch and I will see you guys afterwards. All right, so lunch is over, and as you can see, I've got a shadow. Do you want to go to the dog park? You want to go? Yeah? You want to go? All right, so I'm going to take him to the dog park really fast. Let him get some energy out. Yeah, we're going to go. Calm down. We're going to spend a little time outside, and then when I come back, we'll get right back to the riding sprints. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Roscoe, get your ball. Get it. Yeah. Are you happy with yourself? All right, so we just got back from the dog park, and now that my pup has had some exercise and now that I have had some fresh air, I feel uniquely ready to get back to work. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do that in a second. I just wanted to take a moment to elaborate on what I meant earlier. So I felt like I was maybe a little stuck in my story, and I'm not really sure exactly why that is. I think because of the way that I've started my story, maybe I'm starting it in the wrong place. Maybe I need to start before, just to give a little more build up to where my characters are currently at. I think I need maybe a scene or maybe even two before or in between the first dream and the last dream that my character has, to kind of just build it up a little bit more, add a little bit more suspense, add a little bit more flavor, if you will. I feel like it just needs something extra, maybe just like more information. I am feeling really ready to just go ahead and jump back into writing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up my document and get started. I will see you guys in just a little bit. All right, I am really struggling right now. There's something wrong with this draft. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's not the draft. Maybe it's me. It's probably me. I am just like, the words are just not coming, and it's so frustrating for me because my first pass at this book, which was in 2018, I wrote 30,000 words in 2 months, and for some reason, I can't figure it out. I don't know why. I'm gonna just keep trying. I'm gonna keep writing, and hopefully at some point something clicks in my brain. It could very well be that I am just out of practice because, as previously mentioned, I am an inconsistent writer at best. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep trying, keep going, and hopefully I can get some good words down today. Right now I'm at about 747 words for the day, and I have probably about like 5 hours left before I was planning to stop for the day, so hopefully I could get a few more words. I'm hoping that I can get at least 2,500 today. That would be ideal, but if I get 1,200, I'll be happy with that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump back into my document and hope for the best. See you guys in a bit. Okay, so things are finally starting to pick up, and I think I figured out problem was, first of all, that I was writing in first person, and secondly, that I was having a hard time finding my voice. That's what the problem was. I was having a hard time finding my voice. And that was something that I was also struggling with in the first 5 chapters of this book as well, except for part of the first chapter. And now words are coming back a lot more smooth. I am going to take a small break because I have a huge craving for salt and vinegar chips. If you like salt and vinegar chips, leave a party emoji in the comments. I'm obsessed with them. Yeah, I think that this is going to be much better now that I've finally tapped into that. That's what I was hoping was going to happen today, and it did. So I am very, very close to the middle part of chapter 6, and I think I could probably finish it tonight, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna run, grab some salt and vinegar chips, and I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so I'm back from my little snack break. I am just gonna go ahead and jump right back into the project. I have about 2 hours left before I need to stop for the day, and so I'm gonna try to make the most of them and get as many words as I possibly can. So I will check in with you guys in a little bit when I finish with a couple of sprints. Okay, it's now 12. Oh my god. It is 12:45 in the morning and I have finished writing for the day. I managed to get 2,052 words, which is just fine. I spent a total of 2 hours and 5 minutes actively writing. I did 5 writing sprints. So aside from the word count and the problems that I was having at the beginning of the day, I finally managed to figure out the problem within my story, and so now the words are coming out a lot smoother, and I think I'm finally on a good track to move forward. And I apologize for the noise in the background. I feel like every single time I turn this camera on, someone decides to drive by in a loud car. So I was able to figure out the problem within my story. It definitely was something to do with the voice that I was writing in. I sometimes struggle with that. I kind of go in and out of different voices, and depending on my brain that day, I might struggle a little bit more with words than usual. This also happens when I'm talking, so I apologize for that. But anyways, I managed to complete chapter 5 today. I started and completed chapter 6, and I started the Word document for chapter 7. So I feel like I am set up to get going on that starting tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have some time to write. Tomorrow is typical day off from all activities, so I might not work on it tomorrow as much as I want to. Like, I'll definitely not vlog it. I'm gonna try to get some writing done maybe in the morning. I do have a goal of getting 2,941 words tomorrow. My goal today was 3,000, which I didn't make, but that's okay if I can catch up tomorrow. I feel like I'm falling apart at the seams right now. My brain is completely shut off. This is what the vlog turned into, so it is what it is. How are your guys' projects going? What are you working on right now? Let me know if you have like a daily word count goal that you try to aspire towards. What are your writing goals this week? That's gonna be the end of the video. I suck at doing like the intros and the outros. I've noticed those are like my 2 worst parts. I hate them so much. It feels awkward to ask you guys to like and comment and subscribe to the channel, but if you would like to, please do that. It really helps me out and I really appreciate it. That being said, that is going to be the end of it. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.